Did you know pennies might look the same, but they don't all have the same mass? So let us investigate the relationship between the mass of a penny and the year it was minted. First, let's look at the penny history. The US penny has gone through several recipe changes since it was first minted. 1793 to 1857, it was pure copper. 1857 onward, it became 88% copper and 12% nickel. Then 1864 to 1962, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. 1943 was a special case. During World War II, copper was needed for the war efforts. So pennies were struck in zinc-coated steel. However, a few copper cents were made by mistake, and those 1943 copper pennies are now rare and highly collectible. 1962, the tin was removed and the composition became 95% copper and 5% zinc. 1962 to 1982, continued use of 95% copper and 5% zinc. 1982 was a transition year. The 95% copper and 5% zinc version was minted in the first half of the year, and the 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper-plated version was minted in the second half of the year. Now let's do some mass measurement. So we'll find the mass of a 1964 penny, which are 95% copper and 5% zinc. So when we use a triple beam balance, we see that it has a mass of about 3.1 grams. Now, let us find the mass of a 1968 penny, which is also 95% copper and 5% zinc. It has a mass of about 3.2 grams. Now, let us find the mass of a 1994 penny, which are 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. So this one has a mass of about 2.5 grams. Let us also find the mass of a 1996 penny. It is also 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This penny has a mass of about 2.5 grams. Now let's look at two 1982 pennies, and we are going to be checking the mass of both of them. One of the 1982 pennies has a mass of 3.1 grams. So that has been minted during the first half of 1982. This is the second 1982 penny. The second one has a mass of 2.5 grams. So it was minted during the second half of 1982. The density of pure copper is approximately 8.96 grams per cubic centimeter, while the density of pure zinc is about 7.13 grams per cubic centimeter. So we can see that a pre-1982 penny is heavier than a post-1982 penny. Now let's try melting some pennies. Copper melts at about 1084 degrees Celsius, and zinc melts at 420 degrees Celsius. So let us heat the 1994 penny in a Bunsen burner. As you can see, the penny is melting, and it is the zinc inside turning into liquid. And if we let it drop into the water right away, the water immediately cools it down, and here is the zinc and the copper jacket of the 1994 penny which we just melted. How about trying to melt the 1964 penny? Will it melt? Let us see. So as you can see, copper in the penny is getting oxidized in the air, and it's forming this grayish black copper oxide coating on the surface. So the chemical reaction looks like this. 2Cu plus O2 gives 2CuO. That is a copper oxide. And we immediately drop it in the water, and the copper oxide coating goes into the water, and the penny comes out clean like a freshly minted penny. So certainly the 1964 penny did not melt. So modern zinc pennies, or the post-1982 pennies, can melt in a Bunsen burner flame, while the older copper pennies, which are the pre-1982 pennies, do not melt. Now let us do a sound test. It was 1968. This is 1996. So next time you find a penny, check the year. If it is pre-1982, you're holding mostly copper. If it is post-1982, it's mostly zinc with a copper coating. Either way, every penny carries a piece of history. Please subscribe, like and share for more fun science. Happy learning. Thank you.